Yeah, one of the most dangerous thing about those Terran air harasses is that if they do escape, which they will if you don't have an infestor ready, they will most likely come back with full hit points to hit again. And Dimaga's expansion of the very bottom left gold minerals finishing now, but those three Vikings down there
Three,
are about to land and destroy it.
three sneaky Vikings here spotted this expansion going up, and they're gonna run in here uncontested, virtually uncontested. The Dimaga's forces is relatively close, and those speedlings will be able to get there pretty fast. In fact, here they come.
And the Vikings opted not to even stay on the ground. They must have known, or Jinro must have known that the Speedlings were on the way, and he lifted off immediately, just causing Dimaga to relocate his forces.
Little distraction.
No losses for either team.
Distraction tactics there by Jinro, still using his Vikings to great effect in the psychological area of the game. Really pushing Dimaga around the map, making him nervous about expanding, making him nervous about where to put his forces right now. And
Dimaga's got a beautiful creep highway covering almost half of the entire map, and that will render those Ultralisks much faster, much more mobile, and same thing for the Hydralisks.
forces
Hydralisk
really
speed was greatly nerfed in StarCraft 2, and that is only corrected by the creep highway.
Jinro's main base mined out right now. Two battlecruisers just popping out, and a lot of units on the board right now, waiting for that big ultimate clash that is sure to be coming. We've got battlecruisers, we've got a Thor, we've got infestors, we've got ultralisks, we've got queens, we've got hydralisks, many speedlings, a couple of hellions, and a lot of things on the board right now. And where will the clashes be? Will they be little clashes? Will they be big clashes? And where will they take place?
Yeah, it looks like both players opting to split up their armies, so we may see several clashes at once, of slightly smaller variety.
Viking's going to come back here and take a sneak peek at the south gold mineral field, and but they're not going to be able to do much. They're just there for scouting purposes. Jinro probably cooking something up for that base. Will he hit there? Will he hit one of these middle lanes covered in creep?
Neither player is sure where or when to hit at the moment. They're biding their time and just carefully deciding what the right move will be.
A lot of upgrades right now coming down for both players, especially for the Zerg. Gonna try to get those Ultralisks real tough right now. Plus level 4 armor, level 4 melee attacks, and level 2 melee attack and level 2 ram. Those Ultralisks really tough right now, and being loaded in. Many units being loaded into Overlords right now. Looks like Dimaga is going to try a dirty Zerg drop.
Yeah, a lot of gooey slime will be dropping out of those Overlords. We will see where he decides to drop all those units. A lot of units going to be dropped in one place here.
I'm thinking he's going to go to that island expansion, like I said, very hard to defend.
But he may regret that decision, because once they're out in the open, those Vikings will be able to take them out easily.
Absolutely, and Jinro's going to see this with his sight tower.
I do not think any of these units will survive. Dimaga will lose all his units that are still in the Overlords here.
Oh,
really significant loss for Dimaga.
The battlecruisers are going to take down these ultras. They'll be able to do a little bit damage, but like I said before, this base is mined out. There's no workers left. There's nothing for these ultralists to do except get fried up by these battlecruisers. That vision tower, that sensor tower, doing great work for Jinro. He saw that. It was bad placement. It was a bad idea for Dimaga, and he just lost a lot of units.
Yeah, Dimaga should have seen that sensor tower. Did it just finish building as he was moving the Overlords out?
Absolutely not. It's been there for several minutes, and
Because as you know, you can see your opponent's sensor towers, so not sure why he decided to move through there instead of going around and avoiding the sensor tower.
Yeah, I had no idea that the contingent of Vikings was there. Maybe it was bad luck for Dimaga, but he should have known that. He should have moved around, gone maybe to the natural of Jinro.
While Jinro is attacking here, Dimaga now moving in with some Zerglings, which will just be destroyed by 2 siege tanks back here.
Yeah, Jinro's done a great job defending his choke points with siege tanks, battlecruisers, Thors, all set up along the various points where Dimaga could try to exploit a weakness, try to exploit an area where he could get in and get some workers and try to get Jinro's income down. But right now,
Jinro going to move through each of Dimaga's bases with a bunch of battlecruisers and a bunch of Vikings, and it's going to be very hard to destroy this force.
Absolutely, he's going to be uncontested right now. Moving the battlecruisers was a great idea for Jinro. Those Ultralisks are not going to be able to do jack squat to these battlecruisers. Vikings can just pop up when they see the Ultralisks coming. But now the Ultralisks and the Hydralisks, the remainder of Dimaga's army really, going to try to push out and see what he can do, see if he can pressure. But right now, and some Corruptors on the field, which is exactly what you need to do for these battlecruisers. Corruptors, in great number. Dimaga's done really great. Repeatedly, you see these.
It looks like 19 Corruptors are out now.
Pro-level players
focusing down the battlecruisers
popping
one at a
out
time.
these units that they need right at the right time. And look at the sheer numbers of Corruptors. Unbelievable that he's been able to pop these out all at the same time, and all right near the battlecruisers. The battlecruisers even getting a little bit of fungal
Absolutely.
right
Fungal
now.
growth not allowing them to escape whatsoever. 2 more battlecruisers are going to be fail-queued into the line of Corruptors and be easily destroyed.
Once again, these
that's the benefit as Zerg of having many expansions, because each expansion is pretty much a production building, and having them all up at once allows you to pop out up to 30 units at once, 30 to 40 units depending on how many larvae you have available.
Absolutely, you've seen great counterattacks from Zergs coming at exactly the right time, and these players, these high-level players, continuing to surprise us when the going gets tough, when it looks like it's the end. All of a sudden, pulling out a move like that and virtually eliminating the battlecruiser advantage.
Absolutely. I seriously thought Jinro was about to win the game about 30 seconds ago, and now I'm pretty sure Dimaga's going to win the game. Let's see what happens.
And Jinro still making battlecruisers here, which I think have their usefulness has truly been erased right now. These Thors may be a better move for Jinro right now. He's got the minerals for it, and he's got the production facilities for it. And now the island base at the north or western part of the map rather for Jinro has gone down, and Dimaga is asserting the same level of authority that Jinro was just asserting with his battlecruisers with these Corruptors.
Yep, Jinro is turtled in his base here with tons of turrets and tons of siege tanks. Actually, 2 siege tanks, but tons of turrets. That should get rid of those Corruptors. And Dimaga stalling here. Not sure if he's going to attack quite yet. Seems to be reinforcing a little bit and taking over additional bases at the current time.
Yeah, I'd be thinking about perhaps converting some of these things to broodlords to take down those towers, to take down those siege tanks, and those entrenched ground units. Here come a contingent of Vikings. They're going to push out. They're going to see if they can maybe pop some of these Corruptors, pop a few Overlords, and get Jinro back into this fight.
Yeah, broodlord's absolutely great against siege tanks, but completely useless against Thors. And a command center is going to float in the air above these siege tanks. And he has nowhere to go.
These Ultralisks are going to be dropped down here, going to take down this mech that was pressuring Dimaga, that was holding him back, making him apprehensive to move in, and that's exactly what he needed to do. Use his Corruptors to pressure the air back, and looks like Jinro, taking my advice, building up more Thors, which is definitely going to push those Corruptors out.
And Dimaga's doing absolutely the right thing here in just waiting a little bit before attacking.
And he's gonna catch a command center, trying to sneak out.
Often people, when they find themselves ahead, often Zerg players will move into a Terran base and be destroyed by the siege tanks. And reinforcing a little bit before making your final attack is a good way to prevent that.
Yeah, absolutely. Right then and there, about 10 seconds ago, was a great example of it. Dimaga could have easily moved in. I think most players would have thought that this is my advantage. I'm going to press it. I'm not going to give the other player enough time to build up units. But a lot of Vikings, a lot of towers, a few battle cruisers, Thors, and a huge contingent of SCVs there to repair all of them. We're going to be waiting for Dimaga, and I don't know who would have come out of that battle better off.
And I'm not sure what you're watching, JDS, but I'm watching a very silly spine crawler crawl all the way across the map to create Dimaga's new front line.
Well, I'm watching that now too, now that you brought my attention to it.
and it just finished burrowing. And we've got an Overseer coming out here. And this Overseer is going to die very quickly.
And here comes the big clash we've been waiting for. That's Pinecrawler doing its job there. A few Yamato
and
cannons.
A couple of Yamato guns coming out to completely pwn these Ultralisks.
And these Thors are going to be dropping some AOE madness down on these corruptors. And all of a sudden, look who's back in front, people.
Yeah, the Vikings came out at amazing speed there. Jinro has a lot of starports. I can't tell you exactly how many, but he has at least 5 to 6 starports, and that's how he was able to create so many Vikings so quickly. 2 of his starports actually floating in the air for some reason.
Yeah, if you include those two, I'm counting 7 at this point.
It's very bizarre that they're floating there. I guess he just neglected to do anything with them.
Now, Dimaga is still exerting a tremendous amount of authority as far as income and worker number is concerned, but Jinro going to try to push out and even that back up right now. As we've said, Zerg can get an army out very, very quickly, and then if you look at the hatcheries right now, there's going to be an absolute burst of epic proportions right now from Dimaga pretty soon. But in the meantime, Jinro gonna try to get down this expansion before the inevitable Zerg reinforcements arrive.
5 of these Hydralisks are going to be immediately destroyed as soon as they exist. Oh, they were actually Overlords. My mistake. And this battalion of Vikings, I'm not sure if Jinro's going to be, or Dimaga's going to be able to do anything against it.
I don't know. This tremendous explosion of Zerg units, as we've been talking about, is happening, and it is coming fast. And
that is true. And a bunch of Infestors in the back.
The Infestors
lots of Hydras for damage.
The Infestors have to get up there. They have to use their fungal growth. They have to maybe neuroparasite some of these Thors. I don't think that the
Infestor's
Zerg...
not able to do anything yet, but now some fungal growth going down.
Those Infestors were just probably
a little too late. I think they were a bit too late. If they had been able to lay down that fungal growth a little earlier.
Probably the wrong decision there for Dimaga to force
he could have waited out.
Units
He
into
should
the
have
choke.
waited outside that choke point instead
Absolutely.
of moved into it.
He could have exerted map control there. 4 Ultralisks coming out, and of course more Zerg madness hatching right now at all the hatcheries. So the reinforcements will be coming fast and strong for Dimaga.
Despite all Dimaga's losses, he's still way ahead in supply. 127 over 90 right now.
Jinro really being pressed hard for minerals right now. He has really no place to mine except for this western expansion that he's just reclaimed in fact from Dimaga, and but these corruptors coming back onto the field, and once again we see these corruptors when unchallenged really give Dimaga great map control.
And these Vikings landed to take out the Ultralisks, allowing the corruptors to exert air control.
Oh, and there's the GG.
And they will all go down.
Liquid Jinro was not willing to do it all over again as he saw those corruptors come out. He had no minerals. He probably couldn't have done it all over again. And who blames him when you see those Zerg coming out fast and furious and just wave after wave after wave of Zerg? It's demoralizing to anybody. But that was a pretty entertaining game. Great
game today, back and forth the entire time. Really hard to tell who's going to win. Yeah, I'm glad you picked this one, JDS.
Well, I'm glad I picked it too, and I'm glad you guys tuned in to watch it. For Bayes, I'm JDS from the Wood League, and we'll see you next time.